probably what were you doing before you came to me? Even in the garage days, like what sort of training were you doing, and what prompted you to come to me in the first place?
My training was always very stop-start. Like, if
Mm-hmm.
I be totally honest, full of good intention, stop-start. And I would sort of come in, I work a lot, so I have very, very short windows. And sometimes I could never really join a club or a group or anything because I am scatty. My shifts move around a lot. So when I went to those sort of sessions myself in the garage, I was just picking something off the internet or just sort of half moving about doing my own thing, but not really any consistency. And I thought, well, if I set a few challenges, then maybe I could work towards something and have a point to the
Mm-hmm.
training. So that's when I sort of asked around. I always liked what you did online, so I went to yourself and I set myself something stupid like a Murph. I remember that, and I couldn't. I couldn't even do a pull-up.
That's right.
And like
You
I have
forget
no
those days.
rhythm, no
That is
nothing.
right.
So like the whole idea of actually trying to do it, but to me it was great because it meant I had to focus on running. It meant I had to focus on upper body. It meant I had to focus
Mm-hmm.
on, getting through a pace that I could figure out a steady way of doing a short training burst, but leading to something that was active enough. So that's what I thought I'd do something like that. Of course, I didn't realize what that entailed, but I soon figured that out. And that was why I came to you in the first place.
Yeah. Nice. Perfect. That's right. I forget that, like the pull-ups and all the amount of work
Oh,
we did with them.
the kips. Oh my God, the bands, and I remember, and just like I couldn't
Oh,
get it, and this went on for months. And I
no.
couldn't get it. And I couldn't get it. And I remember the day
That's
we
like,
done like three of them, five
yeah.
of them, and it was just like, you've got it, you've got it, you've got it. And it just, do you remember that? And
I do.
oh man, it was so
I
good,
do.
like
That
so
was
good.
so
And
good.
and and I remember the first year, like the first time we finished a Murph, and
I know. Mad. And then the
oh,
next year you destroyed your time.
the first year was 52, and
Yeah.
then the second year was 44. So like we
Yeah. Crazy.
trashed it.
Crazy. That was
Yeah,
such a
loved
good,
it. Yeah,
such a good
loved it.
bit.
Loved it.
Nice. Next question probably is gonna be from your time with me, uh, from my coaching. What was the biggest thing you got from the coaching, from the programming, and how did you see yourself? Like, what was your best results for you?
I have to say your patience with me was so different, to be honest, because those kids had to put you through the ringer because they put me through it. This grown ass man can't do a single kip, like. But you just had a simple way of explaining how to go about improving the movements. Like I remember my squats, and I used to think, yeah, I'm squatting. And I used to think I can't squat, like when you would say, you gotta get right down. I couldn't get right down, and I remember like you adjusting me by putting my ankles my heels onto the plate, and I remember us opening up the hips, and I remember the times being able to get down. And it's so weird because like if I go now to squat, I squat like a child. Like you told me to squat like a child.
Yeah,
Even after all this time, I still think
you
about
learned
squatting
it.
like a child. You
Nice.
know, so it's sort of the way you've explained it has stayed with me and
Uh-huh.
changed the way I thought about doing it. So now I don't do it like that at all.
Yes.
You
Super
know,
nice.
and that's just and even like whenever I sort of even now, like I still try to go back to those kips. I still try to do the press ups, keeping the elbows tight the way you'd have told me, and there's just so many wee simple things that just
Nice.
you have a way of ingraining it in the head that it's still stayed with me.
That's great, man. That's really nice. Another thing I loved about you working with you was seeing your uh improvement in your running.
my running loads
You're
because I am
wrong.
not a natural runner at all. Like, and I remember I used to get sore shoulders and sore necks because I'd be all hunched up. I was like bloody Quasimodo running around the roads. Do you know what I mean?
I remember. And the
You know,
times just kept coming down and down, you
you
know?
know, like, and I remember those first miles in the Murph to like
Mm-hmm.
my end miles in the Murph, like even my, you know, and I remember getting to, you know, and then like after the Murph points to try and improve the Murphs the second year round, we focused on, you know, the whole idea of, you know, those 1 mile speeds.
Yes,
Like those improved like
I know.
so much. And
Mm-hmm.
then we done, I remember us training for the half. I
The
said to you,
half
oh,
marathon.
yeah, sure, I'll just do a half. Like,
Yes.
what the hell I was thinking. And then, like, and I wanted to get 2 hours. And I remember building up to the 10K. And I remember doing the half. And I got my 2 hours, like to
Uh-huh.
the second.
I
Like
know.
2 hours on the button. I had to shout to people to get out of the road. And I hit it on the button. I just collapsed to the ground. But
Yeah.
like it was like, and it was a hilly one, and it was a
Yeah. That
mix
was
of,
Hillsborough, wasn't it?
that was Hillsborough, and like bits of
Yes.
it was through the forest, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, so it wasn't just flat road,
Mm.
you know. And I remember like I still even now, like if I could get out on the road now, like I would go straight to zone 2 training. Like
Yes.
like you just kept hammering this zone 2 to me, and and I know everywhere I look now, all I see is bloody zone 2.
I know.
But
I
like you talked about zone 2 years and years and years ago.
know.
Like this is so long ago. And like if I went out, like if my ankle wasn't sore and I could go out, I would just go out on a nice slow zone 2 pace. And
Yeah.
I remember he got my watch and he helped me set up my watch and adjust, watch my heart rates and just
Yeah.
so many things. So many things.
Yeah. Brilliant. Brilliant. And then finally, if there's somebody gonna watch this video and they're thinking about getting a coach, what would you say? Would you say to go, yes, try race out, and why? Why would you say to give it a go?
Well, I would definitely try it. Well, I guess I at some stage will come back.
Yes.
Once I get settled and get going again, I will definitely come back. Um, but for all the people, I would say the reason for coming back is your coaching and sport and lifestyle and health is it's what you live for. Do you know
Mhm.
what I mean? And for that reason, you love seeing it in other people and help creating it in other people,
Mhm.
and that in turn is something that money just doesn't buy, because that comes from a love, and that love you give to that, just whenever someone comes to you as coaching, it just gets inside them, and you just you change how they think about it, you change their motivation to it, you change their approach. And I think that time and that money and that investment in yourself is far and beyond what any other material thing can give to you. So for me, it's above and beyond. And if I hadn't injuries, I would definitely be back. But
Mhm.
I can't just seem to shift them,
Yeah.
and until I can, I can't really do a lot.
Yeah. Unreal, man. I appreciate those words. That's very, very nice of you. And it means a lot because I always like to see my clients happy and getting something out of it. Like, so
Yeah.
that's really,
No,
really, really good to hear, honestly.
I've really really enjoyed it every time,
Mm.
and kept coming back to it. Um, because I did, I really did, I did love it.
Brilliant. Legend, hey.